Hey guys, so it looks like we do have some pretty significant information here regarding the next big event coming to Legends. And when I say event, I actually mean it is a new, not a new mode, but it's a new story event or a new special event coming out that is actually going to contain content to access here. And the big thing about this, so this is a preview in the news. They always do this for new events most of the time before a new event comes out. It's called Preview People of Earth Lend Me Your Energy Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So let's just take a look through what it says here, and then we'll just sort of talk about it, and we'll extrapolate the information that we can. So on the banner image itself, before we even get into talking about anything to do with the event itself, get Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku upon completion. So it straight up tells you what the reward is for this. You obtain a Legends Limited unit for free, seemingly, from this. Okay, so People of Earth, lend me your energy. Super Saiyan 3 Goku event coming soon. Complete the event missions and get Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So there it is. The event period is starting from March 3rd, which, taking a look at the calendar here, that would actually be lining up with the daily, or not daily, the weekly sort of update they have scheduled every Wednesday for JP. Well, it's Wednesday very early in the morning, right, for my time, Eastern time, 1 a.m. And then it looks like it's actually going through April 7th, which is over a month long. So this event is up for just a little bit over a month, March 3rd, April 7th. And then one thing to also mention is that because it says complete the event mission, so I'm assuming that means all of the event missions. So there's two, I guess, different ways you can think about this. Number one, you're going to periodically be getting some of his Z power up through the entire event, and then you'll actually finally be able to obtain him at the end. Or they're going to give one big, lump of Z power. Maybe it's 100 Z power, but maybe they're only giving out 100 Z power, so you can get him at the 0-star, but at least you can use him. And that's going to be given out once you complete every single mission associated with this event, but it's all going to be available up front, so you don't have to wait the whole month to get him. The event period may be subject to change, depending on maintenance. Don't let this chance pass you up. Get Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Look forward to the upcoming event. So, taking a look at the actual Legends Limited units we have available in the game right now, briefly looking over this, I don't believe there's ever been another time where you could obtain a Legends Limited character for free. Definitely not Gogeta, definitely not Broly, definitely not Kid Buu, definitely not Vegito Blue, not for Future Gohan, not for Ultra Instinct Goku. Majin Vegeta, no. This Blue Vegeta, no. Gohan, even though he has been seemingly on a ton of banners recently, no. Not Goten, not Frieza, not Vegito, not Piccolo, not Goku, and not Beerus. So this is, I think this is the first time we are getting a Legends Limited unit for free. Again, I don't know how much Z power they would actually give out for Goku. I'm trying to think of what a good amount would be. They could honestly just give out 600, and that would get you to 2-star on him. I don't think that's crazy, right? I mean, at the very least, they have to give you at least 100. Because if you get 100, you could use him at 0 stars, which nobody's going to be doing. And to be honest, nobody's going to be using him at 2 stars either. He's, at this point, this is quite easily the worst LF in the game. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is probably the worst aging LF we have in the game. People point to Goten as being another contender for the worst LF we have. But Goten is like supporting the best unit in the game. And Goten actually does a significant amount of damage with his blast cards. This Goku can do that as well, but he needs way more setup. He needs, people switching. His ultimate can do a decent amount of damage if your opponent is switching a bunch. It has type neutrality, has blast armor on it. So there are some advantages that this Goku has over the Goten, but I think when you take a look at both their kits in totality, Goten's is just far and away better to me. So I think this is the correct call. If they want to go ahead and give out a free unit, this Goku is probably, the least impactful out of these guys. Now that we've talked about that, people have been talking about the fact that, since they're going ahead and doing this, can this guy actually be the next LF we see get a Zenkai Awakening? And to that I will say, it's very, very likely. Back when LF Piccolo first got his Zenkai Awakening, and back when that was announced, People were pretty upset. Well, there were some people that were pretty upset because they thought, or they expected, that either this Goku or the LF Goten would be getting the next Zenkai as an LF unit. And while that made sense at the time, I think, you know, you can make the argument that, hey, this Goku was never really relevant. He's never really been super, super great. And the Goten's super old. I mean, he's the second ever LF unit. No, sorry, third ever LF unit after Gohan. It was Beerus, then Gohan, then Goten. You know, just going by when they were released and age. This Piccolo is, what, 8 to 9 months old at the point where he's Zenkaiing? Meanwhile, this Goku is over a year old. The Goten is a year and a half old. You know, why pick the Piccolo? And I think more so than the individual units needing the buffs, so more so than Piccolo himself needing the buff, more so than this Goku needing the buff, or more so than the LF Goten also needing the buff, I think what the developers were thinking about at the time was, okay, how would this unit Zenkaiing affect their tags, affect the meta, and all those sort of like macro level ideas about how would this affect the overall game, more so than, okay, yeah, this unit sucks, he needs a Zenkai. So I think at this point in the game, it does make more sense to Zenkai Goku now that Sun Family has all of a sudden sort of not really fallen from that top tier, because I still think it's one of the better units in the game, but there are other teams now that are able to compete more, you know, efficiently, more, they're just able to compete better with Sun Family. Future, Androids, Regen, they're all up there now. They can all, you know, pretty handily compete with Sun Family. So now that we have this sort of pseudo balance in this game right now, they feel more comfortable with going ahead and Zenkaiing this guy. And we can even take a look at the actual tag itself, the Sun Family tag. I mean, what are they going to do? Wait for units like LF Gohan to fall off? Wait for units like this Future Gohan that they just released to fall off? Wait like units for this wait for like units like this UI Goku to fall off? Or Zenkai Namek Goku to fall off? Two things wrong with that. Number one, by the time this Gohan falls off, the rest of the game is going to be obsolete. Right? I mean, this guy is arguably a top 2 unit in the game. Some people think 18's better than him. I personally still think he's number 1. It's been that way since, when did he come out? Like August? September? So he's been the best for like, honestly, I don't know if has there ever been a unit that's been the best as long as this Gohan has? Maybe not. He's up there for sure. And then the other thing is, if you do wait that long before this tag falls off, this is Sun Family. Gokus, Gohans, Gotens, like the main characters of the series. They're going to release better Gotens, better Gohans, better Gokus in between when this guy falls off and they feel comfortable Zenkaiing this guy. So them choosing to Zenkai this Goku now, it's sort of like them just admitting that there's never going to be an acceptable time to Zenkai that Goku where it's not going to imbalance the meta. Because it's going to imbalance the meta, quote unquote, whenever they do that. There's not really a quote-unquote safe time to Zenkai this guy. He's a Goku, right? The Goku family team, the Sun family team, whatever you want to call it, is always going to be good. The Saiyan tag is always going to be a good team. We just got this Vegeta. You know, this guy, Majin Vegeta's pretty solid. Gogeta Blue's coming out. Broly's coming out. Vegeta Blue's still ridiculous. This Broly's coming out in 2 days from now. This tag's always getting updated. So, to me, there's not really a perfect quote-unquote time to release this Goku as a Zenkai unit. So now is a better time than ever, I would say. The one other thing I do sort of want to bring up before we wrap this video up is sort of the idea, or I guess the prospect, of this first form Frieza getting a Zenkai Awakening. It sort of is implied, so to speak, from the video that released. You know, we had the yellow Frieza, we had the red metal cooler, and then this first form LF Frieza was all on the team. And based upon what happened last time, where we had the God Vegeta, the LF Piccolo, and the Blue Trunks together, you know, they all got Zenkais. Then we have yellow Frieza getting a Zenkai, then we have red metal cooler getting a Zenkai. It makes sense, and logically speaking, it does sort of fall into that same pattern where this Frieza probably, at the end of the day, is in line to get one next. I think at this point, after them doing this entire Majin Buu Saga event, or sort of theme celebration, you know, you have the Spirit Bomb Energy as the adventure currency right now. They released You Are Number 1 Vegeta. LF Kid Buu. To me, it seems pretty obvious that this Frieza is not getting a Zenkai right now. I think, and I've been saying this for a long time, to be honest, this Frieza is a character that, quite honestly, he doesn't need one because of the fact that his kit isn't designed to be an overwhelmingly powerful kit in terms of direct influence over the battle. He's not the person who's influencing the battle. He's influencing his other allies who are then influencing the battle. So Zenkaiing this character is tricky. Him holding a blue card is such a big factor in why I think they don't just go immediately for the Zenkai on this character, as opposed to somebody like Piccolo, who's, yeah, Piccolo's only buffing one tag regen. This Frieza would also only buff one tag in Lineage, but he's doing so much more for his team that them Zenkaiing this Frieza would enable the Lineage People team to be so powerful, and it would limit the design space of this team so much because you would never not run this character if he was a Zenkai unit. He would be fulfilling way too many roles for this team. He'd be fulfilling way too many, you know, there'd be way too little shoes to fill if this guy got a Zenkai right now. And I don't know if they want to limit their design space so much to the point where they could release a new LOE unit that's like super hype and stuff, but he wouldn't matter because this Frieza is Zenkai. So I don't know if they want to go down that path just yet for this tag specifically. I think it makes more sense for somebody like this guy, because again, like I explained earlier, Sun Family Team is never going to stop getting hype units, never going to stop getting broken units, you know, I say broken, but very, very, very top tier units. UI Sign Goku I still think is one of the better units in the game. Future Gohan's ridiculously powerful. You know, all these Zenkais that are coming out too. Look how many Zenkai options we have. there's actually just infinite options here. So to me, it makes more sense for this guy to come out now, as it's not going to limit the design space as much as if this guy got a Zenkai right now. I think it's probably going to happen at some point. It's just inevitable. But in terms of him being next, I've been saying this for a while. I just don't see it. Even though it would make sense to go alongside the video that came out. This is probably who we're looking at here. Super Saiyan 3 Goku makes more sense to me right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know down below what you think about the fact that, well, I guess the prospect that this Goku might be getting the Zenkai next for LF units. And I will see you guys all in the next one.